It's the grandson of right thought. So, as I've been saying, and as I'm going to continue to say, judgment is here. Judgment is here. And for all you men, I need you to understand this. In order for you to consider yourself a man in these days, you're going to have to stand on your principles and your morals. Your foundation stones that make up you as a person. The foundation stones of your character, who you are. You're going to have to hang on to those things despite being rejected for those same qualities. Because I asked you a question. Are you living in a righteous world or a wicked world? Now see, I like to ask questions that have an obvious answer, you see. It's obvious you live in a wicked world. Now the reason I do this is so that we can all say the same answer, you see. Truths are truths. I ask questions that have an obvious truth so that if you don't say the truth, then you're obviously a liar. See how that works? So you live in a wicked world. Now, in order to get in with that world or to have a good status in that world or to be accepted in that world, do you think you have to be a righteous man or a wicked man? Remember, I told you about the foundation stones that you've built yourself on? So if you are a righteous man with good character, good qualities, and good foundation stones that you've built your life on, will you be hated in this world or accepted? You see? Now, of course, hate means reject, to reject. So you will be rejected in this world among your friends, among your family members, among your co-workers, among your church family, everywhere you go. Now let's just see if this is true. Do y'all remember Joseph? Was he hated? Was he backbitten against? Was he murmured against? Yes. Now, was he a righteous man or a wicked man? And the same people that were hating him, did they not have to come to him crouching and begging for food? And if he was a wicked man, do you think he'd have given it to them? Do you see? Wasn't false witness bore against Joseph that he had raped a woman he never raped? And he went to prison for that? He went to prison on a rape charge that was false. A righteous man, Joseph. And we read that he ran from that woman. So much so that his clothes were ripped off in the process of trying to get away from her. So he was hated by his brothers, kicked out, lied, and they said that he was murdered or killed by a wild animal when it was his brothers that threw him in a pit and ripped his coat off of him and dipped it in blood, defiling his clothing that was given to him by his father. He was bore false witness against by a woman who wanted to have sex with him, and he wouldn't be an unrighteous man and do it. He stood on his principles. Pay attention, men. Pay attention to what your brother's saying to you right now in love. Pay attention to what he's saying to you. Because he would not lay with her, she bore false witness against him. Why? Because her guilt and shame of what she was willing to do. A woman will do some guilty, wicked shit as long as you do it with her. But when you say, no, I ain't doing that shit, she's going to flip this shit on you and call you all kind of wicked ass shit to try to save face so that you'll never come forward and say, hey, bitch, you was trying to cheat on your man and fuck me. Did we read that Joseph ever did that? No. See? Righteous, kind, patient, loving, trusting God, not man. Went to prison for a long time. So I'm using that as an example. But do you guys as men, do y'all hear what I'm telling you today? If you are righteous, then you will be hated. You will be lied on. People will bear false witness against you. Now, in order for people to say that that's not true, they have to deny what the Bible says about Joseph and others that were elect. What about David? You see how it's a truth? It is a truth, not just truth. It is a truth that you can continue to use over and over and over. Remember David, his brothers? What are you doing down here? Go back to those little few sheep that you have. What are you doing out here on the battlefield? Now, who killed Goliath? Who was the Lord's anointed? Not the world's anointed, which means chosen. Who was the Lord's chosen one out of all of David and his brothers? David was. But his father didn't think that. David's father didn't think that. David's brothers didn't think that. And even the prophet Samuel didn't think that. But lo and behold, Saul has killed his thousands. David has killed his tens of thousands. You see this? The Lord's anointed. Joseph, the Lord's anointed. God's chosen ones are hated because of their righteousness, because of their boldness in telling the truth. See, people like for you to lie on them. That's why Joseph's brothers didn't love him. They thought of him as a tattletale and a goody two-shoes. Read your Bible and see if I'm lying. A tattletale. See, all he want to do is do right. Telling daddy on us and shit when we do something we ain't got no business doing. See how they deflected onto him? He's wrong for telling dad. We're not wrong for our wickedness we just did. Joseph is wrong for telling our father about our wickedness. That's so fucking wicked. If you can't see it, then what's wrong with you? This means you have two sons. You who's listening to me, you have two sons. One of your sons did something very fucking wicked. Very fucking wicked against your commands. Your other son comes to you and tells you, Dad, I seen brother doing this. I seen my brother doing this. He's guilty. He did it. He was wrong. You call your other son and you chastise him for his wrongdoing. When you're done, you leave. He goes to his brother and wants to beat his brother up for telling dad that he did it. Not realizing his brother is delivering his soul from hell. By not letting him live in sin. But no, real brothers, they lie. So when I did something wicked, brother, lie and tell dad that I did something good. Don't tell dad I did this. If you love me, you won't tell him. Is that love? Is lying for somebody loving? Is it? Is it really? No, but you in this world have been duped to believe that it is. So a lot of you are keeping lies. A lot of you are keeping secrets thinking you're loving somebody by doing that. You're not. Secrets are hurting somebody, aren't they? And what you fuckers do is you say, well, which one is hurt the less? Which one is hurt the less? The one who's did the wrongdoing or the one who got the wrongdoing done against them? Well, it's my brother. I love him more, so I'll lie for him. That's not loving your brother. That's not loving your brother. That doesn't help your brother be a better man, does it? Somebody does something wrong, you lie to cover it up. Does that help them become better? No, it don't. But that's what y'all doing. I'm proving it to you using just the scriptures and use stories of the scriptures that Abba gave us to show us this truth. So what is it going to cost you to be a righteous man in this world? Did you see the examples I just gave you? Hating, hatred. People are going to straight tell you that you are something other than what God said you are. Now, let's see. Samuel looked at David's brother and says, this got to be the Lord's anointed one. So then he's disrespecting the real Lord's anointed one. He did it ignorantly. He didn't know because he was judging with his eyes. Wasn't he? I mean, wasn't he judging with his eyes? And you see how God says to Samuel, I don't judge like you judge. Do you see how he's giving us that lesson right there? But no. Y'all don't want to hear nothing God got to say. It's love when you lie. I schemed and hit a lick on a nigga. Lie for me. Don't tell nobody I did that. And when we go to court, lie for me, bro. That show you love me. Fuck that. Yeah, it may show that you think I'm loving you, but it show I hate God when I do that, don't it? God told me not to lie, nigga. You telling me to lie. What should I do? You see what I'm trying to explain to you? God told you not to lie. So if anybody, I don't give a fuck if it's your mother, your father, tells you to lie, are they telling you what God said, or are they telling you to do something God told you not to do? So are they loving you? Y'all don't know what loyalty is. You don't know what it is. Loyalty is what Joseph did. When his family, the same people that kicked him out, were starving, and he fed them and gave them land and gave them houses, gave them property. And saved them when there was a famine in the land. And you're telling me that he ain't righteous. He could have said, fuck you niggas. He never even brought it up. He didn't say, what, y'all the same niggas that tried to fuck me over? He didn't even do that. But he ain't shit though. But he ain't shit. See how this world is, how wicked this fucking world is? You see how they do? Do you see how they do? So like I said, what is it going to cost you, brother, to be righteous? Everything. If you're hearing me clearly, it's going to cost you it all. You have to give up your life for the truth's sake. What is your life? Your mother, your father, your children, your houses, your wealth. Now look at the Bible and see if Christ said those things you must give up for the truth's sake. And if a man does, he will be blessed for it. So if you love your mother more than me, what does that mean? Your mother tells you to lie. The truth told you not to lie, see? So you love your mother more. You say, fuck it, I'll lie. That'll make my mother happy. That'll please my mother. She asked me to lie for so-and-so, so I'll do it. Well, then you've chosen her over the truth, so you're not worthy of the truth. That's what Christ is actually telling you guys. So you got to be a strong, firm, well-founded man to exist in this world right now, don't you? Don't you? That's why it ain't but a few of us left. But see, the beauty of the kingdom, the meek shall inherit the earth. You don't need a whole lot of men to replenish the earth, do you? Now you're gonna need quite a bit of females, but you don't need many men to fertilize much seed, do you? No. So that's why Abba said there ain't but a few righteous, a few. What did he say? A few are chosen. Is he ever lying to you? Endure into the end, brother. Well, what does endure to the end mean? Endure in your principles that you know are righteous. Because why? Because your mother will tell you to lie. You will have to cut her off in place of Yahusha for that. Or in other words, as he said, choose him over her. When your father tells you to do something wicked, you're going to have to choose Yahusha's truth over that. Say, no, father. Abba Yah told me this, so you're wrong. And the moment you do that, your father may cast you out. He may call you names. He may hate you and tell you are an ain't shit son for not doing what he needs you to do. And you have to be willing to take it. But if you don't believe Abba's word and you get scared and you get nervous, guess what? Guess what you'll do? You'll cower and you'll say, okay, Dad, I'll do it. You're right. No! Fuck your dad. Fuck your mom. Fuck them. Now, you hear me say that, you go, wow, you hear how that brother just said that? What did Yahusha actually say to you guys? My mother and brother are those who do the will of the Father. Now, if they're telling you to lie, do they do the will of the Father? No. So then is that your mother and father? No. So then you see how you don't have to honor them because that's not your mother and father? Your mother and father are the men and women who actually do the will of God. Now honor them. See? But y'all don't know that. You don't know it. So you think you're honoring your mother when she says, lie, baby. Hey, Ma, me and my wife are having issues. She's mad at me. And I have been sneaking around and fucking with other girls. And she don't want to have nothing to deal with me. She's got me on the couch. And your mother just tells you more lies to tell the girl. Well, what you need to do is get this code on your phone that'll block your phone so she can't go in your shit. That's what the fuck is going on. That ain't righteousness. That ain't righteousness. Instead of telling your son, hey, stop sinning. Don't lie to your wife. If you don't lie to her, can she accuse you of lying? Truthfully? Well, no. Then she'll be lying, won't she? Yeah. Well, then stand in righteousness. Stand firm. Endure. Endure. People may take your children over lies. and cut you out of their lives. Many fathers have experienced this and are experiencing it at this moment. Well, you have to decide, am I going to be a bitch ass beta male and still deal with that situation, or am I going to stand on my principles and stay over here? So what did Christ say? You love your children more than me. You see, you can't never give in to this. It's what he's telling you. You can't give in to nothing in the world. You can't give in to none of that. You have to stick to what I've told you. Because if you don't stick to what I've told you, then you don't love me. You love them. Isn't it simple? So you're a woman. You stressed out, brother? You got a woman that's stressing you the fuck out? Making you question your motives? Making you question the things that you do? Making you feel like you ain't no man? Making you feel like you're less than a man? Making you feel like you can't get any respect? You see? But I love her. I love her. I gotta be with her. I gotta be with her. No, you don't have to tolerate lies. Choose Christ instead. Hey, I'll be over here on the truth side, baby. I don't hate you. I'm going to stay on the truth side. If you want to be on the truth side, I'll meet you again. Real men do that. And real men are called to do that right now. Fuck a bitch. Fuck family. Fuck friends. Abiyah's word is all I need in this world. It is all I need. That's how you got to be at this hour. Remember Job. You speak as a foolish woman. Told his wife, you speak as a foolish woman. Abiyah give and Abiyah take away. Blessed be his name. Blessed be his name. You speak as a foolish woman. I will choose my God over you. And if you hate me, and if you want to go and fuck other men, that don't got nothing to do with my character, does it? It shows your character. You wicked people in this world that do things and then point it and say it's because them that I did it. You're a liar! You're lying! You did it because of the wickedness in your own heart. That's why you did it. That's why you did it. Anytime somebody says it was this that caused me to do it, they're lying. You've been doing it since the beginning of time. Eve, why'd you eat the fruit? The serpent! The serpent! But you ate it! You were told not to and you did. So what the fuck does a fucking serpent have to do with it? Do you see what I'm telling you, brother, about your mother and your aunts and your uncles and your cousins? The serpent. God said, do this. Don't lie. Now here comes the serpent. You ain't gonna die if you lie this one little time. Just lie real quick for me, brother, man, so I can get off. No, face your shit, bitch. You shouldn't have done it. You shouldn't have done it. I had to. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. There is a clear line drawn in the sand. A clear line. And my brother, if you don't stand on this side and gird yourself up as a man, stand on righteousness, a rock that won't fall. Stand on truth. Stand on love. And be that man. And know you're that man regardless of what a motherfucker say to you. Regardless of what a bitch say. No matter of how they lie about you. You hear me today? You hear me today? Because they will, brother. They will. I know you thought when you came here, if you be a good boy, that you'll have good results. That's a lie. Was Joseph a good boy? Okay then. Did he go to jail? Matter of fact, his brothers were actually plotting to murder him. Did y'all read it? See, y'all was like, well, he just put him in a pit. That's bad. Well, that wasn't their original plan. Speaking of bad, their original plan was to murder their brother and to lie to their father about it. See how you gotta compound lies? Well, if our father finds out we killed him, our father might kill us. So we'll lie and say a wild animal tore him apart. Yeah, that's a great idea. And then they sold their own brother as a slave. And you're telling me that your life ain't going to be the same. Yeah, it is, man. Yes, it is. And it will equip you as a true man if you endure it until the end. It'll make you pure. You won't need no woman. You won't need no child sitting on your knee smiling for you to feel good. You won't need a bunch of money in your bank account for you to feel good. You won't need to get your dick sucked to feel good. You won't need to bust a nut to feel good. You won't need to eat fatty ass, greasy ass food to feel good. You won't need to steal shit to feel good. You won't need to lie and scheme and hit licks and shit to feel good. The fact that you know you are being a righteous man in a dark world will be good enough for you. It'll be good enough for you. It'll be sufficient. Why? Because his grace is sufficient for me. Now, I told you, y'all niggas ain't been giving grace. Why? Because you rejected. When he came to me and offered me grace, I accepted it totally and fully. Totally and fully. And now niggas want to be mad at me and hate on me and shit because I got the light on me. Because I got the ruach blasting through me. Oh, why you didn't accept the grace? You could have had the same thing. No. Fuck that. Let's get that nigga out of our midst. Ain't that what the brother said about Joseph? Let's get him out of our midst. So we ain't got to listen to his shit no more. Oh, dreamer, talking about his fucking dreams and shit. But yet everything he's saying is true and honest. He had to save your fucking lives when you were starving. You didn't have nothing to feed your own families with. God changes not. So how is it going to be today, guys? He's already told you the meek, which means obedient. Y'all think meek means like some quiet as a mouse ass guy. That's not meek. Meek just means you're obedient. You know how to take commands and follow through on them. That's what meek means. So a soldier can be soldier should be meek. You see? But y'all wouldn't think that. If you looked at a Marine, you wouldn't think of him as meek, even though he is very meek. Why? Because he follows his commands. He runs right to the danger because he was commanded to. That's a very meek man. Obedient is what it means. But y'all don't even know what meek means. So when it says the meek shall inherit the earth, you think that means some tender, lowly, speaking so quietly and harmless little people. It means obedient. That means when God say do this, they do it. That's who will inherit the earth. So right now, the world is all telling us men to do a certain thing. To be a bitch. To become scared. Because guess what? I told you guys, are liars afraid or are truth tellers afraid? Liars are afraid. So when a nigga lie to you, you know he's afraid of you. You don't have to wonder if he is. See? You don't have to wonder. And guess what? When you lie to a nigga, what do that mean? It means you are afraid of them. I fear the Lord. So then why would I lie to another man? I don't have to be afraid of him. But when y'all lie, y'all are proving that you're afraid. See? And then as soon as the nigga say that, y'all get just like the brothers of Joseph. Hell no, nigga. We gonna kill this nigga. He talking about I'm afraid. I ain't afraid of shit. Well then why the fuck you lying, nigga? You're so tough. You're so tough. How come you just don't tell people the truth then? Okay then. Because the guy say thou shalt not lie unless something. Or did he just say don't lie? Or did he say unless your mama tell you to, then you can lie. Thou shalt not lie unless your cousin needs you to, then lie. Thou shalt not lie unless. No. It ain't no unless, nigga. Don't do it. So if you are a brave man, when somebody asks you a question and it's embarrassing and scary and you don't want to tell the truth and you tell it, you were brave in that moment. You are a brave man in that moment, aren't you? Or are we going to call you a coward for doing the hard thing? Cowards don't do hard things, bitch. They don't. They do easy shit. They do. Cowards will make an appeal. A coward will try to work it out. He will try to go along to get along. A coward will try to make a compromise. If a nigga is coming to your country and you have an army that you are very confident in that can defeat any army on earth, if somebody comes to you and says, nigga, I'm about to take all your land, and you get word that they're bringing their army to you, are you going to panic? No. Are you going to start lying to the other man? No. You're going to send a true messenger to him and tell him the truth. You're going to say, hey, man, You better back on up and go back to your land because it won't be none of you niggas left tomorrow if you attack me. It won't be none of you left. And I'm just telling you the truth. And that's how he gonna say it with no fear in it. He not gonna start lying. Is there any way we can work it out? Can we do this? And I'll do that. And we can make a negotiation and have peace talks. And that's fear. I'm not negotiating with none of you on this earth. I'm not negotiating. Not at all. Period. This is not a negotiation. And all the men that stand with me, then we are not negotiating. You have to live a non-negotiable life. Put it that way. You can't be negotiating with people if you call yourself a man. You can't be coming off your principles for a moment. You have to just say, all right. All right. That's what you want to do. Let's do it. Because I ain't scared. I ain't got nothing to be scared of. You do, however, and watch them motherfuckers start lying to you. Like the video I told you guys the other day, nigga lied to my face. So am I afraid of him or is he afraid of me? Ooh, boy. And didn't I tell y'all I was ready to give him grace? How can you be scared of a nigga who's offering you grace? That's double fear. You are a piece of shit then. You are really a bitch. You are really a fucking coward if you have to lie to a nigga who wants to give you grace. You lie because you're scared. So you are scared of a nigga who want to give you grace? You're scared? Oh, God. Then how do you act when judgment comes? Telling y'all. So quit yourself as men. That means get ready. Batten down the hatches of your manhood. And stand strong in your principles because look, they know that I said judgment is here. They know they have a short time. They know they have but a short time before that judgment is manifested in the 3D. The words and the feelings that I have spoken will manifest in this 3D. So, and they know that. So they know they have but a short time. So all they can do is try to say, grandson, no, you're not God's anointed. Don't say those words. Grandson, be quiet. Don't open up your mouth. You're not really the grandson of God. You're just a regular man. No, you're this. No, you're that. Well, they're only saying that so that I won't judge them. Can't you see how obvious that is? If he doesn't know he's the judge, he won't judge. So let's lie to this nigga his whole life. Fuck you. I listen to Abiyah. I listen to Abiyah only. So whatever you niggas say is falling on deaf ears. Judgment is here now. I'm not going to stop feeling this way. And I'm not going to stop speaking these words. Simple as that. Simple as that. Thanks for all the lies. Thanks for trying to make me into a polite, courteous, nice person. But it won't work. It won't work. I am truth and judgment. Simple as that. Silawam Yisraelah.